What a day of test match cricket at the Pindy Cricket Stadium yesterday as the momentum once again swung like a pendulum. It was South Africa who struck fast to remove the overnight pair of Babar Azam and Fawad Alam.
Quick single, Rabanas. Oh, outstanding! That is magnificent from Bafuma.
But Fahim Ashraf launched a fierce counter-attack to take Pakistan past 250.
50 for the left-hander.
Only for Anrich Nokia to sweep up the tail and claim his first fifer outside of South Africa. Advantage to the visitors then, even more so as Dean Elgar and Aiden Markram went after the Pakistan opening bowlers. But then, 2 wickets in 2 balls turned the match on its head.
And he gets him with that Indaka.
And the loss of Faf du Plessis added even more to the sense of superiority for the home team until some lusty blows from the blade of Quinton de Kock gave South Africa a glimmer of hope. Who knows what today will bring? But one thing we are guaranteed is drama.
Hello and welcome from Pindy Cricket Stadium. It's a beautiful, bright and sunny day here and we're on to day 3 of this test match between Pakistan versus South Africa. Just a quick reminder of how things went yesterday. Pakistan bowled out for 272. The top scorer was Fahim Ashraf. Babar Azam also chipping in with that 77. But it was Nokia taking those 5 wickets. And then in response, South Africa are 106 for 4. They've still got de Kock, Quinton de Kock, 24 in 11 balls. Here in Pindy Cricket Ground, and we've got Quinton de Kock batting. Saw that little cameo yesterday from him, sort of changed gears. So it's going to be an exciting day's cricket, and alongside with me, I've got Daryl Cullinan and Ramiz Raja. Daryl, I mean, we saw that little glimpse from Quinton yesterday. He sort of changed gears and went into that almost T20 mode. So plenty to look forward to today.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting if he does get going. He came out, I guess, on the back of recent news and was determined to just sort of, right, I'm going to put on a show here and I'll turn it all around. Importantly, if he does get in, he no doubt will take the game forward for South Africa, which they need right now.
Well, remember, it was all set up by, of course, the South African bowling, but then their fielding, Daryl, I mean, that was one of the highlights of yesterday. Some great catches, they were diving around, pretty sharp in the field.
They were brilliant. They were flawless, in fact, and this is what South Africa needed. They needed to be taking their catches, and if it was there to be caught, they caught it. And then the brilliant piece of work by Markram to start it all off. And then second ball of the morning, that's always a tough one. Bavuma, coming from the right, he's having to get his body in the right position and hit the stumps. And then Elgar took a sharp little catch. So you couldn't have asked more of South Africa in the field in terms of all-round bowling and fielding. Superb. A very good day for them.
Pakistan taking 4 wickets at the end of the day. Rambo, I mean, how do you think they'd be feeling about today, just looking at their current position?
Pretty good, because first session has produced result for bowlers. I thought they stuck to the task also, and captaincy was pretty decent also. So he got maximum out of paces from Noman and Yasir Shah as well. So I'm sure we'll see more of the same, more pressure on South Africa, because if Pakistan are allowed to get a sizable lead, it could be all over for South Africa.
All that talk around Fahim Ashraf and how he needs to up his game when it comes to his batting, because we've seen him take wickets, but the way he's sort of evolved as a batsman, it's great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of calmness about his batting, because he doesn't appear to be batting like a tail-ender. He's become a proper batsman, so he can play the pull shot, and once you start doing then the rest is a little easier. Because you're targeted by fast bowlers if you're batting at number 7 or 8 with a short ball, and look at those drives. I mean, it's just controlled aggression from him. I just want him to just up his game a little when he's batting with the tail, because yesterday there's an opportunity for him to speed up his innings when he was batting with Noman, because Noman's exit was round the corner. He was being bombarded with short pitch stuff. So I think during that period when he played, 30 odd balls for 8 runs, he could have just amped it up a little and got to his 100 instead of remaining 78 not out. But overall, I mean, the workload that is put in, he's playing after a gap of 2 years. It's been outstanding and really impressive.
I'll tell you who else was outstanding yesterday. It was Andrich Nokia. I mean,
Yes.
We speak about pace and what it brings to the game generally as a fast bowler. And with him running in, bowling in at 149, taking 5 wickets, he was just outstanding.
He was, and I think what it shows is that he's a fast learner. He came off the back of a good performance in Karachi. I thought his lines were impressive. And for fast bowlers, it's all about lines. And the field supported him brilliantly. So he'll take a lot out of this. We will always say that if you come to the subcontinent as a quick bowler and you do well, it really rounds off your experience as a fast bowler. So, and he's a captain's dream. You're running all day for you. It's hard work bowling 2 lengths. So I think this was a massive plus for South Africa.
I like that line by you, captain's dream. He surely is a captain's dream. But thank you so much for your time. There's a lot to look forward to today, and we'll be taking a short break. We'll be back just in a couple of moments. Hassan Ali taking those 2 wickets yesterday, 2 in 2 it was for him, and they say when he's able to bring that ball back in, that's when he's most successful. So from what we've seen, I've been joined by Waz and Baz. Baz, Hassan Ali, we can truly say that the generator is back.
Yeah, he's come back with the form in the Kaizen Trophy in the first class circuit, and today or yesterday, the way that he was looking not great as he started, but once he hit that short of a length, I think that's the length that he's most dangerous at.
Speaking of lengths, you speak about how he was bowling at that good length, but then you've also got Fahim Ashraf taking that wicket. Is that the length to be bowling on this pitch?
Yeah, I think we also heard through the stump mic where it was all about hitting the pitch. Don't float it up, don't go full. I think Wasim Bhai can elaborate more on this, but because there's a bit of variation in bounce, you need to be hitting the hit just that short of a length so that it's not full enough to drive. The easier ball on this pitch is probably the one that is pitched up, where you can come forward. Once you hit the length, it skids on, maybe skids through, maybe a little bit of variation in bounce, and it comes into play.
What about Shaheen, Waz? I mean, is that where you think he erred? Was it his length? I mean, why was he not perhaps as effective?
You see, with the new ball, it's not an easy wicket to bowl. It's not swinging as much you want it to. And I think Shaheen obviously has been playing cricket for a long time now. But I think I was happy. He bowled his first spell, and he was swinging the ball for first 2-3 balls. And then I've been saying it all along. Eventually, he has to learn to go across the right-hander. When it's not coming in, you go across, and that's, I think, how he will improve eventually. He's still 20 years of age. He's got plenty of experience at that age. He's only going to get better, but again, obviously, even away swinger on this pitch for left-hander, it's not very kind of exciting situation because it's not carrying through. So that's why you tend to bowl into the stumps. And coming back to Hassan Ali, I think the length you were talking about and Baz was talking about, on this pitch, exactly, the only way you can get hit is if you bowl full. And because most of the batsmen being slowness in the pitch, they're all on a front foot. So if you bowl full, they're already on a front foot, they can play you on the up. But back of a length, a little bit of uneven bounce, it's a difficult kind of pitch to get runs on. That's why I think de Kock attacked yesterday, because realized if I stay and block, I probably will get a good delivery at some stage of the game.
Day 3, Baz, spinners, we'll be seeing them in action?
Well, we thought yesterday we'll see spinners in action, but the fast bowlers did the damage. Yes, spinners will bowl a lot, but fast bowlers have a role to play. I think we saw that in the first innings for South Africa as well. If you bend your back and bowl consistently, you've got a role to play in Pindy.
And coming back to last 20 minutes yesterday, when Quinton de Kock had a go and our captain spread the field, I think that's where he's a young captain, he's learning. Last 10 minutes to go, let them hit you. Because batsmen are more under pressure than your bowlers. You can gamble with about 15 to 20 runs, but in a process, you might get a couple of wickets. So you got to have an attacking and positive mindset.
You got to set the right fields and keep attacking is what Waz has to say. But I think it's time to see what the pitch is saying. It's over to Mike Hazeman.
Day 3 is traditionally a moving day in Test match cricket, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens today, because these cracks are certainly opened a little bit. But I want to reflect on a couple of things that happened yesterday. A bit of Hawkeye work here from Hassan Ali. Now we've got two deliveries, one that kept a little bit low for Van der Dussen, and also one that was a normal bounce for Faf du Plessis. The difference there was 25 centimetres. Now I'm going to have a look at an area here on this track at around about where that ball bounced 8 metres from the base of the stumps, around about here. It looks absolutely fine. There's no dramas about it whatsoever. It is just deteriorating like a normal track should do. So I don't have any problems. We're going to get the odd ball keeping a little bit low. Unfortunately for Van der Dussen, it was the first ball that he faced. So that's hard to adjust to. The other thing I want to look at is an area which is 5 metres from the base of the stumps. We saw some balls turn. Now have a look at these balls that are turning now. The sharp turn. And look at this is out of rough. All these balls are out of rough. That's the important thing about these balls. And this is turning quite sharply, and it's turning fairly quickly as well. So there's rough around about this area that the bowlers can look at to work with. Bit of scarring, not too bad, so not extravagant. But I've got one more delivery to have a look at also, which is out of this area. And this is out of what I call a virgin area, so there's no rough whatsoever. And this was Norman Ali. Now he's an orthodox spinner. Now he got a lot of turn out of that off the stumps. So that's what's going to be really interesting. So that's an area which is of real concern and of interest, I think, for the batsmen today. So this track, I don't see a great deal wrong with it. There is some scarring. The odd ball is going to keep it a little bit low. There is going to be a little bit of turn. It is going to be hard work today, I think.
Yeah, well, there is going to be a bit of turn. That's what
What a day of test match cricket at the Pindy Cricket Stadium yesterday as the momentum once again swung like a pendulum. It was South Africa who struck fast to remove the overnight pair of Babar Azam and Fawad Alam.
Quick single, Rabadas. Oh, outstanding. That is magnificent from Bafuma.
But Fahim Ashraf launched a fierce counter-attack to take Pakistan past 250.
50 for the left-hander.
Only for Anrich Nokia to sweep up the tail and claim his first fifer outside of South Africa. Advantage to the visitors then, even more so as Dean Elgar and Aiden Markram went after the Pakistan opening bowlers. But then, 2 wickets in 2 balls turned the match on its head.
And he gets him with that Indaka.
And the loss of Faf du Plessis added even more to the sense of superiority for the home team until some lusty blows from the blade of Quinton de Kock gave South Africa a glimmer of hope. Who knows what today will bring? But one thing we are guaranteed is drama.
Hello and a very warm welcome to all the viewers all around the world. We are here for day 3, Pakistan taking on South Africa. It's a beautiful city, Islamabad just next door, and this is the match summary so far. Pakistan are threatening South Africa with a first innings lead. 272 plays, 106 for the loss of 4, and SA trailed by 166. Right. The style featured for South Africa with the ball was a Nokia 5 for 56 ball with a lot of pace, showed a lot of character on a dead pitch, got the ball to bounce and made life uncomfortable for most batsmen. Yeah, it looked in great rhythm. There was
when
great
you're trying to get into your spell and you get a wicket first over or second over, it just helps the cause and just gives you the momentum for the rest of the day. My job is to strike. Whenever I get the opportunity to bowl, I think what they want is me to strike, but also not go at 5s, 6s and over, and it's something I really want to try and do, is obviously improve that, the economy as well. At the end of the day, I think having all that, bringing all that energy to the crease really helped me in what I wanted to do. If you don't get that wicket, you're still sort of keeping the team in the loop, and I think that's one thing that coming to Pakistan was a major thing for me, is trying to control a little bit better, and then obviously bringing the energy when I do come on.
took care of very soon. Welcome back. Pakistan getting ready to go in, and first session is going to be critical for both sides. What about the pitch? Day 3 pitch being read by Mike Haseman.
Day 3 is traditionally a moving day in Test match cricket, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens today because these cracks are certainly opened a little bit. But I want to reflect on a couple of things that happened yesterday. A bit of Hawkeye work here from Hassan Ali. Now we've got two deliveries, one that kept a little bit low for Van der Dussen, and also one that was a normal bounce for Faf du Plessis. The difference there was 25 centimetres. Now I'm going to have a look at an area here on this track at around about where that ball bounced, 8 metres from the base of the stumps, around about here. It looks absolutely fine. There's no dramas about it whatsoever. It is just deteriorating like a normal track should do. So I don't have any problems. We're going to get the odd ball keeping a little bit low. Unfortunately for Van der Dussen, it was the first ball that he faced. So that's hard to adjust to. The other thing I want to look at is an area which is 5 metres from the base of the stumps. We saw some balls turn. Now have a look at these balls that are turning now. The sharp turn. And look at this is out of rough. All these balls are out of rough. That's the important thing about these balls. And this is turning quite sharply, and it's turning fairly quickly as well. So there's rough around about this area that the bowlers can look at to work with. Bit of scarring, not too bad, so not extravagant. But I've got one more delivery to have a look at also, which is out of this area. And this is out of what I call a virgin area, so there's no rough whatsoever. And this was Norman Ali. Now he's an orthodox spinner. Now he got a lot of turn out of that off the stumps. So that's what's going to be really interesting. So that's an area which is of real concern and of interest, I think, for the batsmen today. So this track, I don't see a great deal wrong with it. There is some scarring. The odd ball is going to keep it a little bit low. There is going to be a little bit of turn. It is going to be hard work today, I think.
Day 3 pitch will have a bit of drama. He batted extremely sensibly. I've got Wasim Akram here with me. Good morning, Waz.
Good morning, Ramiz. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
And I think the idea will be how to dodge the bullet and make sure that he's forced to face dot balls, because he wants to get away to a good quick start here to let the opposition know that I'm here to dictate terms. But Pakistan on the other end will find a way to dominate Quinton de Kock's approach.
We saw last night that he changed shift gears. He started attacking the bowlers in last 10 to 15 minutes. Quinton de Kock, he's on 24 of 11, and of course day 3rd pitch, I think it behaved okay. After the first day, first session, we all thought that it'll probably break up 3rd day, but it's fine. Like Mikey said on his pitch report, maybe a little bit unevenness, but otherwise bit of turn, no dramas. So big, again, first session of every day is very important in Test cricket, and this first half an hour for important to South Africa because they're 4 down and they're 166 runs behind. 2 slips and a gully.
Extravagant movement. Where was the impact? I think he's got to read that. Maybe the height was a factor as well. But what a good start from Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah, he was warmed up, sprinted in. Good pace as well. 91.7. No, that's wrong. It's not. Can't be 91.7 kilometers. It's got to be more than that. But yes, no DRS. I think the height was his question as well. Good decision by Aleem Dar. We'll have a look in the replay. Outside off stump, beautiful length, perfect line, nipped back, long way inside thigh guard.
A little bit of inside edge. The impact was outside the stumps as well, and wise of Babar Azam not to go for DRS review. Here he goes into the gap and runs for Quinton de Kock. Not entirely out of the middle of the cricket bat, but still you can see the intention. It's very clear he's going to dominate.
He's an attacking player, that's for sure. One of the top players in world cricket. Quinton de Kock, the skipper, South African skipper. He's off with 2 runs. He was slightly short, slightly wide. He didn't middle it, but got a couple of runs.
Out of his crease, on the move. He can take the game away from you very quickly, upset your strategy and plans. Nicely played. Yeah, he's an outstanding entertainer. Look at his strike rate. Last 6 years, going at a strike rate of 73, and I think it's critical that you are an entertainer as well in Test match cricket, and he's a great advert.
That shows this guy is a positive player. He plays his game, and he's looking good so far in this innings. Quinton de Kock.
Into the gap. It's a fast outfield. Carrying extra bit of headgear, Noman.
And an accelerator. So 4 runs so far from this over. He's standing outside the crease. Quinton de Kock tried to negate his swing, and he's a front foot player. He hooks well, pulls well too. 28 of 15. Risk.
He's looking to attack and come out of the crease, so everything is moving forward. You've got to find a way, and I think he feels that by playing few shots, he'd be fine. So just a shimmy and into that shot, inside edge, big inside edge.
It's got to be a bit more tighter. I can understand he wants to play positive cricket, but third day, first over.
Edge on the bounce, misfield it. It's Yasir Shah once again positioned in the slips. And it's 112 for 4.
Center, off stump, right arm over.
Hassan Ali with 2 wickets is employed very early in the piece. First session, the ball does a fair bit.
29 for 2 so far in his 5. Hassan Ali, 2 slips and a gully for him. Running in. Good leave. Very careful, Bhamuma. He's on 16. No short leg, that still baffles me. On this uneven pitch, you need a short leg, especially against Bhavuma. He's not a big front foot player. This was 2 wickets on 2 deliveries. Algar beautifully bowled, and that was Dusan. First ball, golden duck. And the famous celebration from Hassan Ali.
Hassan Ali is not a tall fast bowler, and on a pitch like this you've got to be careful that a couple might just stay a bit low, so you've got to look for that low bounce when he's bowling.
So on this sort of pitch, Ram, as a batsman, you'll be mostly on a front foot every time.
Correct.
And maybe standing like de Kock outside the crease because of the lowness in the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to also cut the angle, the movement angle, and so I mean, Hassan Ali doesn't threaten you with extra pace. And I guess his sort of go-to delivery is a straighter line, and he'll look to target the stumps, so he's not going to bounce you out. Might as well stay out of the crease or find a way where you're looking to play him with a straight bat and look out for that low bounce.
So don't look, a wicket like this, if any youngster is listening, don't look to play cut because of lowness in the pitch.
Exactly, I think that the area, as they tell you early on in the innings, in the day, look for a mid-off or a mid-on drive. It's a perfect pitch to drive the ball straight down. There's a lot of interest in how he progresses in this innings in Test match cricket, because he's a good feisty character. He'll fight for you, but his numbers are not very impressive. Just 100 in so many years. No century in the last 5 years, just been told. So he's got to put the record straight here, put the record right, and maybe look for at least a 50.
So we were talking about lengths, me and Rami. So this is the perfect length on this pitch. You can't go on a back foot, you can't go on a front foot. So as a bowler, when you run from your run-up, you make sure this area you have to hit every time on this pitch. This was this delivery got extra bounce. So that's the variation we're talking about from the pitch itself.
Decent start by Hassan Ali, 113 for 4. Pakistan trying their options with pace early in the day. Shaheen Afridi and Hassan Ali being used. I'm sure we'll see a lot of spin in the first session also.
Interesting field now. One slip, one gully, fine gully, and the man at short mid-wicket catching, because you've seen the previous over of Shaheen that he played quite a few shots towards mid-wicket area. So good thinking by Babar.
It's quite amazing. If you change your approach, if you look to attack, your feet, everything works perfectly. That positivity has got such a great impact on your frame of mind. It's a no ball. Hassan Ali, sorry, it's Shaheen Afridi. And you see de Kock there getting behind the line of the ball, and moving very nicely into those drives. On the line, shoe size 18.
Great areas from Shaheen Afridi. He's looking good. What I liked about today from Shaheen is his sprinting. He sprinted in from the first ball. It means he was warmed up before. Because when you play test cricket or any cricket, you don't have enough time to warm up on your first over. Warm up before, run in from the first ball, sprint in. Still 158 runs behind South Africa. They need a big partnership. They're under the pump here right now. 4 wickets down for 114.
Is getting the angle, the in angle. And so Quinton has got to be careful. If there's a little bit of gap between bat and pad, he's going to find himself in a bit of bother.
With a perfect length from Shaheen, back of a length into the stumps, well spread out field. Unless you bowl a bad delivery or he plays an exceptional shots. It's one of those pitches where runs are not going to come easy. You really have to work hard for your runs. Inside edge!
Bowled him. Big inside edge. He's looking to attack the pace this morning, and it didn't work in the end. So that's good bowling, because he held his length. He was accurate as well, and so a disappointing end to what was looking like an aggressive knock. Didn't last for a long time.
I think it was too loose. I can imagine the positiveness. You want to be as positive as you can, but away from the body, inside edge, onto the leg stump. First wicket for Shaheen Shah Afridi in this innings. And huge breakthrough for Pakistan, getting Quinton de Kock out for 29. Now 114 for 5 South Africa.
Wian Mulder is in. Early jolt for South Africa, losing their skipper through an inside edge. The in-swinging angle working for Shaheen Shah Afridi in the end is just a little too loose, as Wasim Akram was alluding to. And so now work starts for Mulder, the all-rounder. Beautiful delivery. That's the general angle away from the stumps. Looking to be on the front foot, looking to bat out of the crease, and just a little bit too flashy in the morning. Big inside edge, and I guess that was the most likely scenario on a low pitch. If you're playing away from your front pad against the ball that's coming back into the stumps, that's the likely dismissal for you. So he's not happy. Felt unlucky?
I don't think so. He was unlucky. It was just a rash shot on this pitch. So Mulder is in, 3 slips and a gully. He's playing first time outside South Africa on the subcontinent wickets. It'll be a big test for his batting on this particular track.
He's become a very fine bowler, Waz, ever since developing that in-swinging angle.
Yeah, very impressive. I've been following him since under 19s, and he has improved leaps and bounds. And of course, he's playing all the 3 formats. And I think Pakistan cricket have to really look after him and make sure he gets rests when he requires, like Australians do with their fast bowlers. And he's going to play this test match and of course 3 T20s, and then the PSL starts. So
pace, extra bit of bounce and accuracy. We're seeing this from Afridi in this spell. 114 for 5. Struggling period for South African batting. Best of 32 so far from Makram. Oh, close. Gone, fingers raised. Low bounce, doing the job for Hassan Ali. Is once again brilliant length right. Is gone upstairs for DRS.
We have a player review for LBW. The on-field decision is out. Can you show me the front foot, please? No, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. The other one. Can you show me the Hassan Ali's front? Now roll, can you roll the front on spin again, please? Okay. It's a fair delivery. Can you move on to front on spin again, please? Okay. Yes, roll forward, roll forward. Yeah. Yeah, appears to be bat and ball. Can we have outright for this one? Waiting for outright. Still waiting for outright, guys. Okay. Go back, go to spin medium. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Roll back one more time and then roll it again. Yes. Yeah. I can see a clear deflection. So go back to on-field umpire. Yeah. If you have, then roll it. Yes. Roll forward. Roll forward. Outright with the front on spin medium. If you have that one, but I can see the ball next to the bat, and there is outright. There is a spike at the moment. So go back to on-field umpire. Hassan, you need to reverse your decision. You're on screen, please signal.
Bamuma was absolutely right. Feather edge, saving him. It could turn out to be a difficult spell for South African batsmen to face, because Hassan Ali can be slippery. We mentioned early, he'll always get that low bounce, and because he's hitting the lengthwise so well and the ball is shaping back into the sun.
He's skiddier than you think as a batsman, Hassan Ali. Nicely played by Bahuma. He was lucky, a couple of deliveries before, inside edge onto 8 pads. The decision got reversed by on-field umpire. And now South Africa, both of them, Bahuma and Mulder, they'll be in two minds, either to block, either to play shots. So Pakistan right now are on top as far as this session concerned. 1-1-4 for 5 South Africa, 2 slips and a gully for Bahuma. 3 fielders offside.
Problem for South African batsmen or batting is that Quinton de Kock was trying to create a new template, a blueprint of how to exist on this pitch by being attacking, and he got out while attacking the bowler, and now there's got to be a bit of confusion, because Bavuma is on 16 of 57 balls, so there's, I mean, we know what he's trying to do. He's trying to stick around and make sure that he then will put the ball, a bad ball away. But I think right now there's a bit of confusion how to survive this onslaught for Pakistan
and get runs in the process. And that's what happened when Quinton de Kock out, because I'm all for positive cricket, play your game, but you got to read the situation well. 1-1-4 for 5 in 32.
next man lined up for South Africa is George Linder. Half fit, not fit to bowl. Didn't see him feature heavily for South Africa with the ball ever since dislocating his little finger. Such a good line, and you know a thing or two about this angle, Waz.
That's what I want him to learn quicker. Often the ball is not coming back into the right-hander. This is the length. He's got this natural high arm action where he generates extra bounce even on a slow pitches. He's got 3 slips and a gully for this particular line and length. Going across the right-hander. Good follow through from Shaheen Shah. He's got 12 wickets against South Africa in his 4th test match. No 5-wicket haul yet.
It's Yasir Shah again, that man in the slips.
I've been saying it for last 2 years. Shouldn't be in the slips.
You know, Waz, you're absolutely right, because A, he doesn't appear to be a confident slip fielder, and B, what if he injures his finger? Because he's more important to Pakistan as a leg spinner than a slip fielder.
As a slip fielder, you got Babar Azam, you got Imran, but Azhar Ali have played 80 odd test matches. He's standing at mid-off. I mean, being a senior player, you say, okay, I'm a batsman, I'll get into slips.
Oh, lovely channel, extra bit of bounce and zip. And that you get from Shaheen Afridi. He's what, 6'4", 6'5"? Even on a pitch like this, he'll get it to rear from length. Two fumbles today from Yasir Shah. Pakistan keen to employ him there. That wasn't such a difficult ball, awkward bounce really to tackle.
This is only the 5th over the day and 2 fumbles already in slip cordon. Imagine dropping a catch at this stage of the game. I'm quite impressed that at least he's trying. He must be practicing a lot. But you got to have a natural flair in slip cordon. I hope he takes a stunner now.
Just watching the fumbles, a couple of fumbles on the big screen, so that put a bit of smile, which is good. Just a polite reminder that he need to just toughen up a little bit. Getting a bit of advice from Abid Ali also, so all in good fun.
Who's standing in gully? Abid Ali. You know, I would love to have a short leg, especially for Shaheen Shah Afridi, for Bavuma. Just that man at mid-wicket, or maybe man from gully, take one slip and a gully, and have a gully man at short leg, Abid Ali, just for a couple of overs.
Gets it past the second slip fielder, and guess who?
Yasir Shah.
119 for 5. he played it well in the end and found the right fielder. I guess he hasn't had a great time of it this morning, but this was a difficult one, very, very difficult one for Yasir Shah to handle.
Yasir defense, you're right, Rams. That was a difficult kind of edge. 119 for 5, no spinner as yet. Just Shaheen Shafidi got a wicket off South African captain Quinton de Kock, inside edge onto his stumps. Crucial breakthrough, important breakthrough for Pakistan.
Nice. Misfielded at short cover. It's a fast outfield. Just 2 runs taken. In fact, there was a clear case of maybe the 3rd run as well. Azhar Ali there, having a close look at his finger. A lot of fielders injuring their fingers. Maybe they're deceived by the quickness of the outfield, because it is a fast outfield, and he's off.
But it's an even outfield. I can understand it's a fast outfield. It's an even outfield, but this can happen.
Mohammad Nawaz is the sub. Very good fielder, straight away position and point. Very good angle. Some lovely architecture.
And a lot of memories for myself. I remember when we were young in class 9 or 10, we used to save money, take a train from Lahore to Rawalpindi station, and from there onward take a bus to Murray. So quite a few times I did that trip.
Now you can completely buy out Pakistan Railway.
Spell from Hassan Ali. He's not bowling quick, he's just hitting the right areas, right lengths, and trying to contain as well and create pressure on the South African batsman.
So where's, I guess, the question to ask quickly, this is the last ball of the over, I mean, control versus pace versus hostility. At this stage, you'd favour one of the above or all of the above?
I think if you got a pace, you got to stick to pace. And obviously when you get experience, you vary your pace according to the situation, according to the pitch. 121 for 5, we'll get back to it. Eight overs, 31 for 1. Shaheen, he's got a wicket off Quinton de Kock just a little while ago. Fahim got 1 wicket. Noman got 1 for 19. And pick up the bowler so far from Pakistan, Hassan Ali. 2 for 32. Shaheen to continue with 2 slips and a gully. Change of field. Now. Fawad Alam is in gully position. Man back for the pull for Bhamuma now.
You know, we had a lot of support when we were playing the game, and even now with the close-in fielders when the spinners were bowling, but never could have a great ring of slip fielders, Wes. I think because of the conditions, obviously, you know, there's more life for close-in fielders on such surfaces compared to slip cordon.
We have seen Sri Lankan great fielders in slip cordon. We have seen Indian fielders doing brilliantly in slip cordon. It's just Pakistan, for some odd reason, we don't find slip fielders. Usually batters, they go in slip cordon. And their excuse always has been, sorry, I'm not used to it. Get used to it. That's your job. And it's a very important position.
And yeah, you're right in a way, because we've had a couple of good role models in Zamam and Yunus Khan. It's just that it appears as if Yasir Shah is trying to sort of hide his hand and not get injured, you know, not totally committed.
He's a temporary option. That's the problem I have with Yasir in slip cordon. Babar probably is not there because somebody has to chat with his young bowlers. Maybe that's why he's at mid-on and mid-off most of the time. Coming back to the point I was making, you asked me this question the over before. He's gone around the wicket now. Change of angle maybe, yes. So if bowler's got a pace, doesn't matter the pitch. If you tell a fast bowler that, you know, try to contain and bowl line and length, his pace will slow down and then he won't be the same bowler. He won't be able to finish his action. So the pace, if you got a pace, tell your bowler to bowl fast. And that's how he will increase his pace over time if you're young, if you're 18, 19 onwards. Because, you know, our time, if you're telling, say, if you imagine if you ask Shoaib Akhtar to bowl line and length, he's not a line length bowler. He's a bowler who's got pace, who had pace.
It's a lot to do with your fitness also. And I think of late we've seen a lot of Pakistani fast bowlers tire very quickly and lose their pace and rhythm. You know, the 3-4 examples. In this side, Fahim Ashraf, when he began, he was sharp.
Naseem
140
Shah.
clicks. Naseem Shah, his pace is down as well. And that could be because of the injury. Hassan Ali, he was
140, 145, I
absolutely.
remember a couple of years ago. He had an injury as well, so maybe that's why they're a bit scared.
But this fellow, Shaheen Shah Afridi, has maintained his fitness and his pace has generally been very, very good. He's bowled a long spell here, and I think the average speeds are around 140 plus or 140, 141.
Looks in good rhythm. He has been playing for Pakistan regularly for the last three odd years in all three formats. He's a quick learner, obviously. He realized nothing was happening over the wicket. Let's go around the wickets. That shows he's got a sharp mind as far as his fast bowling concerned.
A very good finish to the over. 121 for 5.
Very interesting first 35 minutes. De Kock, that loss of De Kock was a huge blow for South Africa, the way that he was playing, the aggressive nature he was playing. It was a loose shot that he did play to cause his downfall. And Norman Ali is into the attack now. So Norman Ali is someone who has spun a web around the South Africans in that first test match on debut. So Norman is going to enjoy this, I'm sure. Feeling confident, enjoying the break at his age into the national side. Hello, Baz.
Morning, Mikey. And after that intense spell from the fast bowlers, now different challenge. Last test match all about spin, and this test match also in the backdrop. It's about spin, but throughout these 3 days or 2 days and a bit, it's been about the faster men.
It's a little bit wide, hasn't found the gap though. There's a man in the cover region, squarish, who's a little bit deep just to provide a little bit of protection. A little bit early for Multan Ali. Nice chat from the Pakistan boys too. Good to see the encouragement that they're providing. Beautifully bowled.
But if the batsman doesn't understand what they're saying, does it make a difference?
It's all about encouragement for their own players, Baz. There's no sledging
Correct.
out there. South Africans are the same, whether Afrikaans. They're all very polite, these guys. That is superbly bowled. That pace is good. You'll note that he's bowling a bit quicker than what Maharaj was bowling. He was hovering about 83 k's per hour. Multan Ali is somewhere close to the 90 k per hour mark.
Yeah, most quality spinners are very big on finding the right pace on each particular pitch. And I think Numan's got that pace. He's bowling quicker, he's getting the ball to turn, but the pace is evident.
Oh yeah! A bit of aggression from the bowler, nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, the wrist spinners. That's the wrist spinners are the ones that have really got to make sure they get their pace right. Yeah, the finger spinners. The wrist spinners have a natural pace normally, and it's generally around about 85. I know that Shaheen Warren was someone who fancied around that speed consistently. Oh yeah! Yasir Shah also bowls around that speed as well. 121 for 5. Now the guy who did a wonderful job with the bat for Pakistan is now into the attack. 78 not out, really played superbly. Some nice strong drives down the ground with the willow. It's a transformation for Fahim. We've all talked about that. It's very pleasing to see from his own perspective as well as for Pakistan. But he's now, he used to be very sharp actually. I remember watching him in the nets a few years ago. He was brisk, as quick as he was then. It's a good supporting field, mid-wicket.
That ball pretty full, but his natural length is short of a length, so this pitch will support him. We've seen a lot of your pitch reports and learned a lot from walking around with a stick, Mikey. So, but you point out those patches on the pitch which is just short of a length, and when you bang that in, it does create doubt. All yesterday when they bowled that short of a length, you could argue that every pitch you bowl short of a length, but on this pitch particularly, if you don't bowl too full, you just hold back your length, you can get exaggerated, bounce, a little bit of movement, and make it difficult for the batsman.
8 metres from the base of the stump. That's the area. It's just on the edge of a good length. The furthest edge away from the batsman, actually, of a good length. It's a little bit full, that one. But just on that pitch, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this pitch as I see it for a day 3. I know it's not the traditional pindy pitch. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a little bit drier. We haven't seen the moisture, of course, that you normally get here, and normally the seamers have a nicer time here. But the cracks have definitely widened, so that's why there's going to be the odd ball that's going to keep it a little bit low. I think that might have caused a little bit of downfall to Quinton de Kock, because the ball might have stopped a little bit and that inside edge ricocheted onto the stump. But it was a loose shot. I think that's the one thing that's got to come into the equation. That's solid. That's good stuff from Bavuma. But there is a bit of scarring out there. But there is some turning off the straight, and that's a concern for any batsman when the ball's turning considerably off the straight.
Has gone away from what naturally expect in Pindy, bit of moisture, bit more bounce. But the seamers still have had a say in the test match. Out of the 15, it's been 10 from the faster men, so still Pindy holding true to fast bowling.
Yeah, in a different sense though, I guess that's the bottom line. 121 for 5. Just want to show an example quickly from yesterday where Norman Ali got a ball to turn off the straight. Look at that. That's not out of rough at all. Now that's going to concern any batsman. That was 60 centimetres deviation at the batsman. Look at that, no rough at all. Might just disturb the surface a fraction. 60 centimetres at the batsman. That's considerable off no rough. Just from around the wicket like he's bowling now.
You don't want to plant that into the batsman. The numbers as well confusing him, but the spin off the turn off the surface. You keep looking at that. It's going to be impossible, but yes, the pace at which it spun as well, both aspects.
There's an edge on the bounce.
Good bowling, good bowling, good bowling. इसको पता नहीं चल रहा कि बॉल किधर है. अच्छा आ जगह से खेल ही रहा है ये. इसको देखते रहना.
Well, Rizwan not exactly chirping, but just saying that Mola has no idea where the ball's going.
Now that's always risky, of course, going down the track when the ball's turning like this. He's been there for 22 balls now for his 3. So if you've got a ball that's turning away from you and it's turning sharply, as Baz said, I mean that's a risk. Could easily walk past one of those. He's got to be precise with his movement down the surface. And I guess he's got a call as well.
And also he's got to figure out a shot or a couple of shots that he's going to trust. Be it the sweep shot, be it the drive, be it the cut. But he's got to have a couple of shots in mind to actually get off strike or get runs off. Drifted into the pads. This time he called and called correctly, got a single. It's 122 for 5.
George Linder, by the way, is fine to bat in that position, so he's due to come in next. He's got the stitches, the sewing, the needlework in his hand, but he's okay to bat in next. Maharaj then, Rabada, that's the news that I've had from the South African camp. Fahim. Right, let's just get into just a little bit of work with Hawkeye concerning the spin bowling. We're looking at a danger zone here where South Africans have been struggling a little bit playing against the spin. Now that red zone is the danger zone. It's all about where the ball bounces. If you play the ball in between 2 and 3 meters from where the ball bounces against a spinner, that's a danger zone and that's a concern. You've got to get right back in the green area or right forward in the green area. Yes, different bowlers can bowl quicker and different pitches make it more difficult. So there's an example where Quinton de Kock didn't get it right. He was in the danger zone and he was caught in Karachi. Here's another look at Fawad where he gets into the green area. So the bounce is some distance away. He's 4.3 meters away from the bounce, so plenty of time to get back and hit that away. So he's in the green area. No dramas at all. If he's in the red area, there might be an issue for him. So where you get in a tricky situation is if you find yourself in that red zone and you're sort of half-cocked, if you like, not half Quinton de Kock, but half-cocked. Have a look at Markram. This was late in Karachi where he was in the red zone. The ball bounced. He was 2.8 meters from the bounce, so he was neither right forward nor right back. He was right in that red zone, and there's the dismissal. He probably should have been back to that one, I guess, with a bit more time. There's another one. Look at the Kock dismissal in the red zone. Nicely played. That's a good shot. That's going to go for 4. That's going to help his confidence. That's going to get him kicking on a little bit.
Certainly in the green zone, that one. He went back. Fast bowler, weight transfer, went back, made sure that on top of the bounce and just punched it through. Classy shot.
So just to work on a summary about this, with this playing as the spinners, you've got to make sure that you read the spinner and you either get well forward to the bounce or you get well back. Now look at Fawad Alam. There's a look at his impact, and that's why he played so well in Karachi and here. 9% only of the balls that he faced were in that danger zone. Look at the South Africans. So Fawad Alam with 9% only in that danger zone. So he's okay. He's got a nice relaxed. In fact, you can probably picture the way when he went well forward. He really stretched when he played. So he's blue, but all the South Africans in the obviously in the green. 20% to Elgar, 23% Markram, 29 Du Plessis, 19 Funadusan, and 20% of the balls to Kock. They played in that danger area. Now, that explains to a certain extent why they were having so much of an issue against the spin of Yashir Shah and also Noman Ali. Want to get well forward or well back.
It was a fantastic production that, Mikey. Just disappointed there was no popcorn. 126 for 5.
One final comment with popcorn this time, Baz. Joe Root is a wonderful example of it. The hundreds, the big hundreds he got in Sri Lanka, he was superb. Yes, the tracks were slower, the bowling was a bit slower. Had a bit more time maybe to get right forward or right back. But then again, of course, he did it beautifully yesterday in India also. In Chennai, he's currently, how many, Maz? He's exhausting us. He's 151, not out right now. What a vein of form that is.
Well, just to add to that, one of Pakistan's greats once told me that you play fast bowlers by your balance at the crease, and you play spinners with fast feet. So whoever has good feet, like that, not football, but actually getting forward and back quickly, he plays spin well, and whoever has great balance at the crease plays fast bowling well.
Not a bad option. He's a pretty tidy sweeper, generally. Temple Bavuma, that one, perhaps the line was a bit of an exaggeration to get it from that line across. Spent quite a bit of time this morning, actually, in the warm-ups practicing his sweep shots. To play spin bowling well, and just to continue what you're saying, Baz, to play spin bowling well, you've got to be quick on your feet, you really do.
Beautiful lobs.
Nicely played. Nice and solid from Bavuma. Not a sweep that time. These are the sweeps that he was practicing this morning. $126 for 5. Now this is all about these two batsmen getting used to the surface, and that's the difficult thing when you first arrive. Mulder's been there for a little bit now, so the clock's just ticking away. 30 balls. He played one confident stroke in that last over against Fahim, so that'll boost him. Bavuma doesn't worry about time. He's just one of those guys who likes to be nice and solid. Bavuma likes to generally have a good tempo about his game when conditions suit. And if they can get something going together, these guys, that's nice to see. Experienced player. Just providing a bit of advice to the youngster down the other end.
South Africa did this in Karachi, where Markram and Van der Dusen batted a long time, batted time. But we've seen throughout the series the wickets are falling in clusters. So once you're in, you need to make sure that you get the run rate flowing, you get those runs flowing. Today they're going at what, 1.6 and over. Yes, you do bad time, but the balance between that of actually staying out there and getting runs, making it count, the time you're spending in there, yes, once you get used to it, you need to then be able to at least just get a couple of singles and over, or rotate strike.
Yeah, you can't be jammed down one end. You've got to be busy out there. You've got to make sure you share the pressure when things are a little bit tough. You've got to make sure that you don't leave it up to the next guy. I mean, I remember watching your dad, Majid Khan, as I was growing up, Baz. I mean, he was just a magnificent cricketer, as we all know. And he was one of those guys who just was to make sure that he did the job, simple as that. He was such a fine and rare talent. And the runs that he scored were a pleasure to watch. He didn't waste his form. It's nicely bowled. Really good stuff from Fahim. Well kept out by Mulder. Hit that. Service ties, hit and win, $500. $500 US. That's not a bad prize. Now, where is it? Can he hit it? It's well, it's going to be a good shot at the moment. Cow Corn and the spinners come on when they're still there after lunch. Those two guys might have a go. Baz, when they're still there after lunch.
Optimistic. I like that, Mikey. Really like that. But if they're still there after lunch, need to get this run rate above 3 today at least. It's still 1.5, so after lunch they'll have to maybe then reckon with the tackle the new ball. So you need some runs, need to just find a way.
That's nicely bowled. A couple of steps down the track, saw him coming the last over as well. 126 for 5. Confirmation of that run rate. Bottom right of screen. Just got to tick it over, perhaps a little bit more. Without doing anything silly. That's the bottom line right now.
Let's go back your memory lane, Mikey. A couple of tours that you did do here in Pakistan. Jack Callis averaged 83 in Pakistan, and although you associate him being very solid against spin and being very good with his defense, he never got bogged down ever. He had those release shots. He could even sort of pelt the spinners when he wanted to. So that kind of balance, and now he's making Joe Root score those many runs. Maybe that's an influence that he's provided as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know that he's doing some sterling work in that change room, and maybe that is helping him. But Jacques Collis here was in Pakistan was sensational. I mean, I remember some of those knocks. I also remember Shoaib Akhtar knocking his middle pole out with an absolute beauty at one stage. In a one-dayer, a couple of hundreds in Islamabad for Collis. Say it again, you got a bloke whose numbers are pretty close to Tendulkar from a batting point of view. A bloke whose numbers are almost identical to Zahir Khan from a bowling point of view. And a bloke who could catch in the slips, catch flies for a living. I mean, that's not a bad group.
Saying a decent player?
Best in the world in my book. Best ever.
Have you mentioned this in Australia? Jack Callis is the best in the world.
I think I just have. .200 slips catches at second slip. Callis. That's beautifully played. Good stride in from Bavuma. 126 for 5. Look at what the itinerary is for this, or for that tour. Sorry, that's back in 2007. There we go. South Africa won the first one in Karachi by 160. Match drawn in Lahore. 3 centuries and 2 test matches for Callis. And then the one-dayers. 45 to South Africa, 25 to Pakistan, 6 wickets, a third to Pakistan. South Africa won by 7 in the 4th. And 14 runs. Remember that one very well. 14 runs only in the 5th.
Oh yeah, Shaheen.
2003 was the year where I remember Akhtar knocking over Cullis with an absolute beauty, and also, of course, Shoaib Akhtar hit Gary Kirsten with that delivery from around the wicket. That's me. Yashir Shah into the attack now.
And it's the right city you're talking about, Shoaib Akhtar. It's absolutely got it spot on. Rawalpindi. And I think once you go back to the hotel today, you'll be a superstar already, because everybody will be happy with what Mike Hazeman is saying.
Rawalpindi Express. Not me, him. There's his enclosure. Also made his test debut at this venue. That sharp turn. This turn is considerable, actually. I mean, this is out of an area. Look where it bounces. Out of an area, it's not very scarred. Yes, there's a few cracks around the place. The other thing about this turn is that it's not slow turn. Oh, they've got to take advantage of that. The fielding this morning from Pakistan hasn't been great. Ground fielding, there's been no dramas from a catching point of view.
Still we have 3 runs. Still we have 3 runs. Shabash. 130 for 7. 130 for 7.
What Yasir will provide, yeah, for Alam not getting any of that, just struck him. What he will provide is a bit more bounce out of the surface, so once he drops short, it'll be easier for the batsman to play off the back foot. 127 for 5.
तेरे पे ढूंढता रहता है ये बड़ा बच्चा जी हाँ एक आध फिर करते लगा मगर फिर जगह भी डिसाइड कर लीजिए टांग से नहीं करना क्योंकि सीधा इसका अच्छा है छाओगे कप्तान के हाथ में जाए
127 for 5. Solid work to be done here by South Africa. Forecast today is good. Forecast is really good also again tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine here in Rawalpindi. Tough work in the middle for South Africa. That's nicely played. Really good work this time from Viam Mulder.
They picked up the line and length pretty quickly. There's nobody back on the sweep, so it almost a free hit on the leg side when in the air, but safe and good option right now against left arm spin.
That's optimistic. Don't forget, of course, you can catch the live stream in Pakistan on YouTube. There's the link at the bottom, youtube.com/c/Pakistan Cricket Official. Lots of viewers have been jumping on YouTube to watch this series.
Yeah, the social media makes you realize how many people are watching. You go back or you look at your Twitter feed or anywhere else. If you're getting a lot of abuse, then a lot of people are watching.
Don't touch that phone, Baz. It's probably red hot.
Good thing is, when I'm with you, you've got so many fans that it almost gets negated. But anytime I'm with somebody else, there's a huge problem.
Well, it's a good solid shot that. Really good use of the feet. Quickly out of the crease and down to the pitch. Nicely played by Mulder. 132 for 5.
Just a shot with a short leg in place. And what you will see is that he'll build this up. He'll slow it up, and then that straighter one, the one just angles back into the stump and skids off the surface. So careful and watch the ball closely. He wants you to miss the length because of that variation. He'll build this up to that effect.
Yeah, he hasn't got a wrong when it comes ripping back in towards the batsman. So that's one thing that the South Africans will be aware of. Again, just a quick look at his speeds. We mentioned that he's slower through the air, as wrist spinners are. He'll be just under the 85 kph mark generally, hovering around there.
Oh yeah!
I like the way Mulder's moving now.
Good bowling, Shaji. Good bowling,
Been there for 55 minutes. Rocking right back. Good work from Mulder. Challenge this. We're not too far away from drinks, I think. Just an opportunity for a bit of Tapal tea. The official scorers, there they are. Staying refreshed. Nice and chilly. It's about 3 degrees this morning when I woke up in Rawalpindi today. Good stuff from Yasir Shah. Temperature at the moment's around about 14 degrees. And they have called drinks in the middle as well. So 45 overs gone, 132 for 5.